I have decided to complete all the missions in the Hitman 2 campaign while being restricted to this shotgun. Why did I specifically choose to use this shotgun? Here's how the challenge goes. I must only bring the makeshift shotgun hidden in a briefcase. I will not use this briefcase for anything, and I will discard it in a place where it won't be spotted as soon as I can. I'm not allowed to pick up any other item that show up in this inventory. I will sometimes pick up guns, but only for getting them out of the way to speed up the mission. I will only pick them up to drop them somewhere relevant where it won't be seen. I must eliminate all targets with a buckshot directly from this shotgun, without knocking them out first. This ensures that I can't just knock them out, drag them to a secluded location, and take them out free of risk. If I wanted to lead targets to a secluded location, I need to be more creative. Finally, I must complete the mission with Silent Assassin suit only. No bodies found, no getting spotted doing something illegal, no recordings, no collateral damage, and no disguises. A unique perk of this shotgun is that it isn't large enough to require you to have it visible on your back, unlike most other shotguns, meaning you can carry it without immediately raising suspicion. It still carries the rest of the detriments of an unsuppressed shotgun, the biggest detriment being that it is not suppressed. Here's how the challenge went. Hawke's Bay acts as a tutorial mission in Hitman 2, so it's not that difficult to complete under this challenge. All I had to do was to hide in the closet until Alma and Orson are alone, knock out Orson while Alma is walking away, and simply kill her and hide her body. Her guard is very far away, so when he arrives to investigate, all the evidence have already been dealt with. While leaving the mission, I can fire off loud gunshots to make guards investigate the noises, luring them away from their post, allowing me to slip by and exit the mission. Thanks to the fact that one of the targets on Miami is very easy to kill Silent Assassin, I only really have to worry about the other target, Robert Knox. I can get into his building with this route next to the parking garage, leading to a catwalk where I can set up a lure on his bodyguard by placing my shotgun on the ground, and then luring Robert to see it with what's called a peekaboo. A peekaboo is a luring technique where if you let an NPC almost spot you trespassing, they will approach your last seen location to investigate if they really saw someone there. This mechanic usually gives players more of a challenge when trying to sneak around, but in this challenge run, this mechanic will be very useful as it is one of the only luring techniques where you don't have to use any items. Back to the run. Robert sees a dangerous weapon on the ground after being lured over with the peekaboo, and tells his bodyguard to confiscate the dangerous weapon and take it to a safe location. After the guard picks up the shotgun, Robert continues walking, leaving his bodyguard alone, so I'm free to take him out and hide his body, retrieving my shotgun afterwards. Taking a slight detour, I take out this race marshal and hide his body before I straight up shoot and kill Sierra Knox with my shotgun. As a quirk of the mission, it will count as a silent assassin kill no matter how you kill Sierra Knox while she is racing in her car. I then climb through this window and up these pipes to reach Robert's laptop. Destroying this laptop will lure Robert to investigate why it's not working, and I can then kill and dump him off the ledge onto the racetrack. Guards in the adjacent room moves to investigate the gunshot noise, leaving me free to vault through the window and exit the mission with the helicopter on the roof. Santa Fortuna is one of the more difficult missions of the challenge since there are 3 targets and they are spread out across the map. I head to Andrea Martinez's house first to wipe out the cameras. This action is important for obtaining a mission item I plan to get in Rico's mansion basement, where I head to. I'm here for the love letter from Hector to Andrea, which can be used to lure and distract Andrea later. Since this letter is a mission item, it doesn't show up in your inventory and you can't interact with it in any other way than placing it on one specific tray, so I considered it allowed for use. The letter is being carried by this roaming guard, meaning I have to knock him out to get it. To clear out the room a bit, I lure out this staff member with a peekaboo and hide his body in the container. It's very easy to get spotted here because of how close he is to the door and how long it takes to get into the container to hide, as well as potentially more roaming NPCs outside of the basement potentially spotting you. Sneaking into the bathroom, I can lure away this guard with the bathroom sink and hide his body in the closet before luring in the guard with a love letter and knocking him out the same way. After retrieving the letter and hiding his body, I move on to killing Rico Delgado. Rico likes to wander around his mansion, occasionally into this secluded museum area. After luring away the only guard, knocking him out and hiding his body in the closet, I wait for Rico to come by before peekabooing him, killing him and hiding his body as well. It's easy to get spotted by the people outside this window, but after some retries I was able to succeed and move on to killing Jorge Franco after passing through this tunnel. Jorge patrols in the cocaine fields, and stays inside of this jack for a bit on his route, where I plan to kill him. I knock out this guy in the shack after luring him out by turning off the AC and take the keys to the shack from him. I also lure one of Jorge's bodyguards into the tall bushes and knock him out. After Jorge goes into the shack, I go in through the now unguarded door, shoot Jorge, and immediately hide the body. Guards come to investigate, but by then, I can leave through the back door. This way of taking out Jorge is very sketchy because his body can be seen through the window before I hide it sometimes, and guards can sometimes spot you when you are leaving from the back door. After taking out Jorge, I retrace my steps all the way back to Andrea's house, where I can now plant the love letter for her to read it. After seeing it, she gets distracted by it and heads towards the balcony to read it, completely alone from everyone else, where I can launch her off with a devious shot to the back. After getting past the alerted guards by hanging from the balcony, I'm free to leave the mission. Similar to the last mission, Mumbai is another big map with 3 surrounded targets, making it quite difficult. The first target I go for is the Maelstrom, who plans to come to his lover's house after the signal flag on top is raised for him to see. I clear out the house, knocking out and hiding the lover first before sending the guards on the roof into a panic. After the guards stop panicking, they are separated, allowing me to knock out both of them and hide their bodies in the containers in the house. I then raise the flag on the roof, signaling to the Maelstrom to come to the house, which is now empty. After the Maelstrom reaches the second floor, I can simply kill him and hide his body before the guards come to investigate. After leaving safely, I make my way to Vanya's shop in her train yard. I can get behind the train yard, through the sewers, and through the yard on the right, where I can climb in, knock out this guard, and take out the cameras with him. Right next to this train cab I'm in is where Vanya sometimes goes to wash her face, out of view from guards and civilians. I can shoot her and hide her body inside the bushes nearby, but the guards will come to investigate. At this point, there's a bit of luck involved, where sometimes the guard won't go into the bushes at all, while sometimes going in and finding the body. After getting lucky, I leave the way I came and move on to Dawood Rangan in his skyscraper. I snuck through the construction area and up these ladders, climbing all the way to the top floors without getting spotted. After getting to a more isolated spot, I can start weaving through cover, isolating, knocking out, and hiding most of the guards on this floor, because it's very hard to take out Dawood when they are patrolling the floor. Knocking out everyone on the floor felt a bit lame, but it still wasn't easy, and I spent a lot of time looking for other solutions without finding one that doesn't break the rules. After most of the guards are knocked out and hidden, I lure Dawood with his generator and kill him. Guards still conscious on the opposite side of the building come to investigate, but I can hide his body down the elevator shaft and get out of sight before guards arrive. I then leave through this window after getting to the bottom floor and exit the mission with all objectives complete. In Whittleton Creek, you are tasked to collect 3 pieces of evidence on top of killing 2 targets as an additional objective. Since I'm not allowed to use disguises or items, I'm limited in what pieces of evidence I can obtain. The first thing I try to do is kill Nolan Cassidy. After knocking out all the guards in the yard of the house opposite of Nolan's house, I can lure Nolan in to the now empty yard with a peekaboo when he approaches while patrolling. Instead of trying to kill Nolan right away, I knock out his bodyguard after luring him deeper in with another peekaboo, getting him out of the way first. I then head inside of Nolan's garage, luring Nolan Cassidy inside with yet another peekaboo and eliminating him after closing the garage door. After hiding his body in the icebox, I also go into the icebox to wait out all the guards that come investigate the gunshot noise. After the coast is clear, I head into James Batty's backyard to acquire his lawsuit against Janus as evidence number 1. I then head to the house neighboring Janus's, which has an underground tunnel leading into Janus's basement. In the basement, I collect this photo of Janus as evidence number 2 before heading up to the second floor of the house. There are 2 patrolling guards on this floor, which I can easily knock out and hide while Janus is away, before obtaining a microfilm in one of the rooms as a prerequisite for evidence 3. After waiting for Janus to come back up to the second floor, I knock out his bodyguard and hide him before killing Janus in his room and hiding his body as well. I slip past the guards and go back the way I came, into the basement and through the tunnel, before going into the neighborhood party. In the attic of the house hosting the party, there's a microfilm viewer, which I can use to examine the microfilm I obtained earlier. After viewing the microfilm, it is used as the third and final piece of evidence, completing all the objectives and allowing me to exit the mission. After entering the mission, I can climb up these pipes beside the entrance and disable all cameras by shooting the recording device with my shotgun and leave before the guards in the security room see me. I then climb over to the area with Janus's casket where I'm going to take out Zoe Washington. After peekaboo luring, knocking out, and hiding this patrolling security guard in this secluded bushy corner of the area, I wait for Zoe to come by before peekaboo luring her closer. I isolate her bodyguard with another peekaboo before knocking him out and hiding his body with the other guard in the secluded area. Now I have to wait for a while for Zoe to come by here again before I can peekaboo lure her again, this time right next to the edge, so that I can blast her off the cliff with my shotgun, killing her and disposing of her body in one fell swoop. Now that Zoe is dead, I climb up this pipe before the guards come investigating, up to the floor with the architects where Sophia Washington likes to wander around. After scaling around the edges of the building, I head into the security office where I almost got spotted because the constant got into lockdown after hearing my gunshot. After they calm down and leave, I can sneak through the security office to the other side, where I continue climbing into the other side of the building. After climbing into this room, I can sneak into a bathroom that Sophia wanders by, and then lure her in by turning on the radio when she walks into hearing range. After Sophia walks to the radio and the door is closed, I get out of the container I was hiding in, shoot her to the container and hide her dead body before hiding in there myself, barely before the bodyguard comes in to investigate. After the bodyguard stops investigating, he just stands idle outside of the bathroom even though Sophia is no longer in the bathroom and there's no reason to guard it, so I have to lure him in with the sink first and knock him out. After hiding his body, I have to sneak all the way back the way I came from, around the outside of the building, through the security office, around the outside of the building again, down this pipe, through the funeral area, down these pipes, and finally towards the exit. This challenge was quite interesting because it was limiting in a way that encouraged discovery and creativity. I couldn't just do the same things I've always done before. I had to come up with new ways to manipulate targets and seclude them instead of just making them sick and drowning them in a one-size-fits-all solution. Before doing this challenge, I basically knew nothing about the Isle of Sgail or Mumbai and found out things I didn't know about the targets, like how Vanya secludes herself almost completely to wash her face, or how Dawood Rangan brags about rigging a sports match by convincing the home team's doctor to spike the tea with sedatives. I also learned a lot about guard behavior regarding gunshots. They don't actually investigate in a wide area around where they heard the gunshot, usually only investigating a small area and go back to their stations after repositioning 4 to 5 times within the area. They also react differently depending on how close they perceive the gunshot to be. If it's very close, they will immediately and directly go to where they heard the gunshot, while if it's more distant or behind a wall, they will call in with command first. This video was originally intended to be a quick, simple documentation about a random challenge idea I had, but it turned into this, which is way bigger than I originally intended for. I might consider doing more Hitman challenges like this in the future, because it's interesting to see challenges that limit yourself play out and it often teaches you new things about the game. The hardest part about this video is actually just talking. Talking is actually so fucking hard.